main event, a one fall with a 20-minute time limit, an Australian tag team match. Introducing from Denton, Texas, weighing 238 pounds, David Von Erich. From Omaha, Nebraska, weighing 250 pounds, Ted DiBiase. From Germany, weighing 283 pounds, Von Raschke. And from Waxahachie, Texas, weighing 260 pounds, Dick Murdoch. Referee Lee Warren, Chuck Rowley.
Dick Murdoch and Von Raschke, a rough and tumble combination if you've ever seen one, against Ted DiBiase and David Von Erich, two of the finest young wrestlers you also will ever see. Believe me, when you talk about top contenders for who might be the world heavyweight champion after Ken Patera and title holder Harley Race square off, you can pick any one of the four men in the ring in this match, and either Race or Patera, who's ever the world champion, would have his hands full. Murdoch goes behind DiBiase. Atomic knee drop. DiBiase blocked it. DiBiase blocked it. He lifts Murdoch. An atomic knee drop by DiBiase to Dick Murdoch. Ted DiBiase back in St. Louis for the first time in over a year. And he bounces Dick Murdoch with that atomic knee drop. Murdoch had to tag in Von Raschke, and Raschke hasn't been on St. Louis television for about 3 or 4 years. Beautiful fireman's carry by Von Raschke. Don't kid yourself about Von Raschke. He is a brilliant wrestler. He has a terrible temper. He always did when he was one of the finest amateur grapplers in the country. He excelled in Greco-Roman wrestling. But that temper always was in the way. He could lose his temper easily. He hasn't changed at all in the professional ranks, but he has so much skill. Murdoch pulls DiBiase outside. Murdoch slamming him into the table. Down goes Ted DiBiase. Murdoch slanging him into the announcer's table. Meanwhile, Raschke and David Von Erich have had their own Donnybrook. Oh, Murdoch slammed into that table. Again, Murdoch driven into the table by DiBiase. DiBiase and Murdoch having a Donnybrook outside the ring. Raschke trying to get out there to see what's going on. David Von Erich and Raschke inside the ring toe-to-toe. The referees try to separate them. Murdoch with a microphone tangled up around him. Holly Hofstetter trying to untangle Dick Murdoch from the cabling outside. As we try to reestablish our building here. DiBiase, atomic knee drop to Von Raschke. Tag made to David Von Erich. Raschke catches a punch from both David Von Erich and Ted DiBiase. Raschke puts his foot on the ropes to avoid being pinned. What more could happen in this match? They've wrecked ringside, I'll guarantee you that. The dropkick floors Raschke. David Von Erich, though, keeping a wary eye on Murdoch. He knows you can never count him out. Murdoch yells Raschke. David Von Erich flung head first into the top turnbuckle. Murdoch lifts David Von Erich and pounds on Von Erich's head. Lee Warren and Chuck Riley, the referees, trying to maintain some sort of order in this knockdown, drag-out, back alley brawl. Murdoch tosses David Von Erich to the ropes and nails him with an elbow right to the chin. Murdoch flying elbow drop. And then Murdoch spits at DiBiase. Here comes DiBiase. Ted DiBiase not in a mood to take anything from Murdoch or Raschke. David Von Erich carried over to the corner. Raschke pounding on David Von Erich as Murdoch holds Von Erich's arms. Murdoch yells something at DiBiase. Raschke pounding on David Von Erich. Murdoch and DiBiase about ready to square off again. Raschke misses the claw. Raschke missed the claw. Tag made to DiBiase. DiBiase pounds away on Von Raschke. Spins him with a punch. Down goes Raschke. Flying elbow drop. Try for a pin. At 2, Raschke shoves off DiBiase. and Murdoch once more take a long look at one another. Fists are clenched. Lee Warren trying to break those fists up, but I think by this point it's almost impossible to stop Murdoch and DiBiase from going at one another hammer and tong, just as it is to stop Raschke and David Von Erich.
15 minutes have passed, 5 minutes left, 5 minutes.
Murdoch charges into the ropes and knocks Riley right off the apron. Down goes Murdoch. The referee, Chuck Riley's been hurt. He's been knocked off the apron. DiBiase goes for the figure four. The figure four leg lock by Ted DiBiase on Dick Murdoch. Here comes Raschke, and there's David Von Erich with a claw on Raschke. Raschke trying to get a DiBiase to break up the figure four. David with the claw on Raschke. David dragging Raschke outside the ring with the claw. Look at that, Raschke being pulled outside the ring by the iron claw of David Von Erich. Finally, the referee gets David Von Erich and Raschke separated, while Murdoch simply refuses to quit against DiBiase. Raschke just won't quit. He's after DiBiase, stomping on him, and the figure four is finally broken. David Von Erich tried to get at Raschke, but Chuck Riley, who took a hard blow, stopped him. You have to admire these referees. Even they're taking their lumps in this tag match. Here comes David Von Erich. Both men, Von Erich and DiBiase, slip Raschke for a double atomic knee drop. Can you believe some of the excitement that you have seen in this match? Simply unreal action. Try for a pin, Raschke lifts that arm and manages to push off the hip of David Von Erich. Knee lift by David Von Erich on Raschke. Murdoch crawling up behind Von Erich, but David spotted him. And Raschke charges into Von Erich, who had his eye on Murdoch. Hip toss by Raschke on David Von Erich.
3 minutes left, 3 minutes.
3 minutes remaining, and for 17 minutes, the duos, one side, Von Raschke and Dick Murdoch, the other, David Von Erich and Ted DiBiase, have simply been spectacular, sensational. The short arm scissors by Raschke on David Von Erich. David Von Erich rolled Raschke into a cradle. Murdoch kicked Von Erich, and that allows Raschke to keep the short arm scissors, or the figure four arm lock, if you prefer that name for it. David Von Erich manages to lift the shoulder. Give up, yells Raschke to David Von Erich. Certainly nothing has been decided yet as to who has the better claw, although you have to be impressed by the way David Von Erich used the claw to literally drag Raschke out of the ring when Raschke tried to get in there to break up DiBiase's figure four leg lock on Murdoch. But even at that, Raschke showed you he could withstand punishment, that he could take the claw, because after that he still got back into the ring, that man, Von Raschke, and attacked Ted DiBiase. Von Raschke with a figure four arm lock on David Von Erich. There's the claw. There's the claw by Von Erich on Raschke. The claw by Von Erich on Raschke. Raschke squirming towards the rope. Murdoch's up on the top rope. Murdoch's on the top rope, and there's DiBiase after Murdoch. DiBiase knocks Murdoch off the top rope. Raschke still caught in David Von Erich's claw. There goes Murdoch up on the ropes again. He leaps off the rope. He's caught in the stomach claw. Von Erich has a claw on either man. He had the iron claw on Raschke and the stomach claw on Murdoch, before Murdoch broke it up by gouging the eye of Von Erich. Von Erich needs a tag. Here comes Murdoch. Here comes DiBiase.
1 minute left, 1 minute.
DiBiase, his legs caught by Murdoch. Murdoch spins DiBiase, but DiBiase comes off punching. Murdoch slammed headfirst into the buckle. He can take it too. Those are four tough athletes inside that ring. Murdoch takes a bite out of the forehead of DiBiase. I'll tell you, I don't see how any of this quartet can have anything left by this point. They have just been non-stop from the opening bell. Murdoch stomps on the jaw of Ted DiBiase. Murdoch lifts DiBiase for a pile driver. There's the pile driver from Murdoch to DiBiase. Can he pull out a victory with just a few seconds remaining? Murdoch, a bit the worse for wear himself, crawls across DiBiase. There's the bell. And that ends this match as a 20-minute time limit draw. If we can get everybody separated, Raschke and Murdoch back to 1.